Welcome back to Math 171 Pre-Calculus Algebra. In this video, we're going to talk about the number of turning points that a polynomial has. So, if we were to factor a polynomial, so let me just give us a polynomial to talk about. X to the fifth minus 6x cubed plus 8x plus 1. So I gave you one that we can't immediately find a way to factor, and it actually turns out that even with the stuff we're going to learn later in this course, we do not have a nice way of factoring this polynomial. But we can still make sense of how many turning points this function could have. So if we were to come up with a way to factor this, which would really be something difficult to do, would consist of using that whole intermediate value theorem we talked about just to get smaller and smaller areas until we are able to pin down a zero close enough for our purposes. Once we're able to do that, we would find that at most this thing's going to have 5 of these zeros. And that would go for any polynomial, whatever the exponent is on the leading term, which is called the degree. That's going to be the maximum number of zeros that you can have. Well, if the graph's going to end up turning around, it's going to have to do it between those zeros. And there's only 4 spots in between zeros. So the maximum number of turning points is going to be, in this case, 5 minus 1, which is 4. So, really that's only useful for if you're trying to determine a graph. You can eliminate some possibilities by the fact that it has too many turning points. Unfortunately, there is no way that we can tell a minimum number of turning points. It's like, for example, the graph of x to the fifth does something like that. It never turns around at all. We can guarantee there's at least one turning point if the degree is even, because it has to go to the right in the same direction up or down that it goes to the left. But there's no guarantee with an odd function, or odd degree function, that it's going to turn around at all. So that will conclude the videos for this section, and also for Module 2 of the course. The test will become available Tuesday at 12 a.m. and be due Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Also coming up, and this should be available on Wednesday, and Blackboard is going to be our first proctored test over Modules 1 and 2. And I'll get more details posted on Blackboard for that, hopefully during the day on Monday.